How good does that look? This is my super simple but juicy, yes, juicy turkey burger with a beautiful Mediterranean style salsa topping, a little bit of mayo. Let's get cracking. Now I've been along to the butcher's and I've got myself a kilo of minced turkey. Now it's important when you get turkey breast is to get a little bit of turkey breast and a little bit of the leg meat. You get that extra flavour in there. And straight away we want to season this. So a good, healthy couple of pinches of pepper and again a really good pinch of salt. Now I've got some beautiful smoked garlic here. If you want to do this yourself, if you have a barbecue at the weekend for instance, which most people are at the moment, just take off the end of the bulb and turn it upside down in the indirect heat section of the barbecue, and that will carry on in smoking it and infusing it, and it's just give this beautiful sweet flavour to the garlic. If you haven't got that, don't worry, you can just oven roast this for about 20 minutes in the oven at 180 Celsius. So we're going to add 5 cloves, and they're so soft, you can literally just pop them out of the skins. And once they're popped out, you're just going to really roughly chop these, and you can see how soft they've gone and so infused with that beautiful smoky flavour. And that can go straight into your bowl. Now, turkey and chicken generally with burgers, I always think can go a little bit dry. Okay, they're a lot leaner meat, so it's a lot better for you. But I always find that when you want a burger, you want to bite into it and to be really, really juicy. So I am using my secret ingredient, Apetina garlic and herb Mediterranean style cheese. With this cheese itself, instead of it using sheep's milk, it actually uses a cow's milk, which is so much more creamy. So when you bite into your burger and you want that moisture back into the meat, you're getting it back from the cheese, giving that surprising result. So into there, we're gonna use the whole pack, which is around 200 grams. Just give that a little strain off, and that can go in exactly as it is. Get your hands involved, and there's no better way to try and get all these flavors into here without just using your hands. And you really wanna squish that together so all those little cubes are pressed right into the meat itself. And that's what makes that secret ingredient work so well for this, because people won't understand where the actual moisture is coming from. So just gonna get a pan up to a high heat, and into there we're gonna add around 600 grams of spinach, and we just want to lightly wilt this off. We don't want to cook it all the way through, we just want to lightly wilt it, and I'm gonna use that to go into the burger as well. Now that can go into your fridge for around 10 to 15 minutes just to cool down completely. Now that's nice and chilled, we're going to introduce that back into the turkey mix. Now you might ask why I've chilled that down. The reason being is things like beef burgers, you cook it at room temperature because you don't want that meat itself to tighten up and go really tight. With things like turkey burgers, it's quite the opposite. So you want that to be as cold as possible, because otherwise it's just going to go nah and fall apart everywhere. So mix that in. Well, we're going to start making up the burgers. We've just got some little bits of baking paper, got ourselves a ring. We're just going to start making these burgers up. And using the back of the spoon, just smooth that round and then quickly just take off the top just before it starts to stick, smooth around the edges, and that's good to go. Now I want these to be quite big chunky burgers because it just works better for this recipe. So that's what you're looking for, all these beautiful, really chunky burgers, and they've got those lovely little sections of spinach and the smoked garlic. They're going to be packed full of flavour. Now, to chill these down again, we're going to put these into the freezer for around 30 minutes just to really harden them up. Now usually for like a beef burger recipe, I use a griddle pan, which gives you those lovely charred lines. I find a griddle pan with turkey generally makes it go to pieces. Now what's really important about these is when you're cooking them, you don't turn them unnecessarily because it's going to stick. However, because we've got this fat element from their lovely cheese inside there, that element will start crusting up first of all. We're going to slow down the cooking slightly, then flip them over. So you're going to cook them for about 4 to 5 minutes on one side. While we're doing that, we're going to get on with a really simple salsa, which is going to be almost like our chutney to the bottom of the salad. Roughly chop some cherry tomatoes, some red onion, and finally just a little bit of coriander. Just going to finish it off with a little bit of olive oil over the top, a little tiny pinch of salt and pepper, good squeeze of lime, and then I'm going to add some of that Apetina Mediterranean style cheese. Just crumble that in, give that a good mix round with your hands. So there you go, that cheese is beautifully, almost like melted into it. So you've got those little punchy bits of lime, coriander, onion and tomato. And you can add just a splash of water to the pan, and that carries on retaining that moisture going back through the burger again. And by the time that water's evaporated, they'll be completely cooked through. You can see that you never get that sort of moisture from a turkey burger. We're just going to take our little brioche rolls and just toast those through slightly. Right, let's plate this one up. I'm going to take the bottom part of our roll, and take a good generous portion of our salsa. I'm going to go grab our burger, and you see how caramelised that's gone. A little dollop of our mayo. I'm going to finish it off with this beautiful little piece of lettuce, and then finally its cap. And to serve this up, I'm just going to finish it off with this little basket of sweet potato fries. See, there we go. I mean, look at it. It needs some music, like da-da, for this sort of section. How good does that look? I'm just going to cut this one open because I know so many of you say before, but you want to see the inside of the food itself. So I'm going to cut this one open for you. Please, go and make this one and try this out. You won't make a different burger again. That is honestly so, so good. You can see the little cheesy bits through here that are just melting through, which just means it's just completely retained all that moisture. That is an absolute game changer. Please go and recreate it. If you do though, hashtag me as Haste Kitchen so I can see all your pictures and recreations. If you want to know more about the Apetina range, click in the description box down below. And I'll see you next week. Cheers then, bye-bye.